Okay,
You ready?
we're ready. Here it is.
Hi, my name is Mark. This is James.
And
This
James,
is James.
and this is the same inspector we had over at your other property. You might remember, she actually asked for you.
Okay. Well, thank
All
you.
right, all
Yeah,
right.
thank you. So, overall, both James and I both feel like it's a very good house. Like it's a very solid house, and there's a lot of things that they've really done right. Is they've taken care of it, but they've also just did a recent paint job and sealing on the inside, or sealing of the entire outside. So I think you're in excellent shape there. The roof was put on. According to the sellers, I'm still verifying with
City of Atlanta.
City of Atlantis. We're still waiting to hear back from them, but they say that it's 3 years old, and it looks like it's about 3 or 4 years old. There are 1 or 2 cracked tiles that need to be put back together, and then we did identify one leak issue in a valley at the rear left corner of the house that needs to be addressed by a roofer. Other than that, it's tight.
Okay.
And really not much to speak about on this side of the house. A little bit of stress in the driveway, normal kind of wear and tear on an asphalt driveway. A little bit of work on the front tile. There's one cracked, and there's some grout that needs to be touched up, but that's about it on the front of the house.
I heard they just went to a well from the lake, and that's why these rust stains are on this brick.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll be adjusting the irrigation heads away from anything, especially your new painted walls and things. You don't want any water on those, and but the house is looking really, really good from the outside. On the right side, you've got your air conditioning system. This is the carport, of course, with a couple of closets. Your access for your attic is right up here, and we'll talk a little bit more about. Well, we're on the attic, so we'll talk attic. So up in the attic, you can walk everywhere because it's easy to traverse, and they did a nice job of putting some decking right around this opening area for storage and stuff, which is very nice. You have an air conditioning system that lives up in the attic, the air handler portion of it. The system is from 2017, so that makes it about half of its life. It's 6 or 7 years old. They usually last about 12 years or so. It's got a little bit of grime on it, and it could be taped and sealed to mitigate against warm air infiltration into the system there. The ductwork should be elevated above the insulation layer, and the insulation layer should be kind of evened out a little bit. It's a little bit undulating in different areas. Just somebody just level it all out nice and easy, and you'll be good to go. That's about it for here. On the right side, you have the condenser portion of your air conditioning system, which is here, and it's in good shape. Everything looks good. It's nice and level. It's a good system, and like I said before, it's about halfway through its life expectancy, so you've got probably years of service left on this.
Okay.
You can see how nice of a job they did on paint job. There's just 1 or 2 areas of the fascia that had a little bit of wood rot, and they'd make a repair. I'll show you what that's about in just a minute. It's a very, very clean house. The patio's in great shape. It just needs probably a little bit of pressure washing or whatever, but otherwise it's in really, really good shape back here. Each of your outdoor receptacles need to make sure that they're tripping. They go on what's a GFI, which is a safety device in a receptacle. Really, none of them are working. They're about $20 a piece, and you've got 4 or 5. So a very minimal thing, but they should be functioning properly.
They're not working, or they just need to be.
They're not. They won't set. They won't trip. There's
but they're-
power flowing through them, but they're not functioning as GFIs.
But there's power flowing.
There's power flowing through them.
So if you plug something in,
It will work.
it will work. It's
Yes,
just
it will.
not tripping like it's supposed to.
That's correct.
All right.
So everything here is very, very clean. The wood rock that I spoke about, and this valley that you have right here is the same location that we have that active leak. And right in the corner, you can see some wood rot on that fascia as well beneath the new paint. So this is honestly, the only roof concern that we really have is this.
So what would you? How far up that valley would you say the?
5 or 6 feet. Up in the valley. So what they'll do is they'll remove the tile, they'll make the repair, they'll put the membrane back, the waterproof membrane back, and then they'll retile. And you have a lot of extra tiles sitting in those closets in the carport.
Okay,
a whole
perfect.
stack of them. So I think you're in good shape. They just need to make sure that that's buttoned up tight.
Okay.
And otherwise, and you got 1 or 2 cracked tiles up there that can be put back together, but it's very minimal. You got, whatever. 1,500 or 2,000 tiles, and you got like 2 that are cracked.
Okay.
So it's very minimal, but they should be put back together.
All right.
That honestly, on the outside of the house, that is about it. It's a very, very small list. nothing egregious as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
It's a good shape. And James,
Shutters on the door in the carport. There's no protection there.
yeah, we were talking about wind protection, like you know how we talk about like impact glass, which they put a lot of impact glass in the house.
Yeah.
There's one window that's not protected. It's the entry into the house from the carport. That would need to be protected in order to get the full credit for the wind mitigation. Which I
We'd
think is
either have to
important
put
do.
a shutter on it or get a new door.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would do something because that you don't want to let that credit go.
Right.
Now they also did. They also reattached the.
This is Janice's friend who's come to look at the property.
Her niece. How are you?
Hey.
I remember you from
Yeah,
the other
tell me your name
extension.
again.
Brooke.
Okay, Brooke, it's a pleasure.
Nice.
We're just
and
doing we're
James.
doing this video for Janice, so come on in and look around. They're expecting you.
Hi. And Susan's on her way as well,
Oh, okay, Susan.
the next door neighbor.
Oh, okay, all right. All right, so why don't you take your that's Lori, the listing agent over there. Why don't you talk to Lori? Lori, this is her friend, her niece, who wants to take a look, and we're going to finish our video. All right.
All right, James is going to take over because James
Okay,
covered the
James.
interior
All right,
areas.
James.
Yeah, everything inside is in really good shape, and a couple of the bathrooms. There was like a toilet or two that would need to be tightened down to the floor. A couple of faucet handles that were a little bit loose. But everything inside's in really good shape. They're maintaining
Well, take
it
us
really
for
well.
a quick walkthrough.
Yeah. We can take a look in one spot where that roof leak was in the valley.
Uh-huh.
There is some water coming in on the ceiling as well as the wall.
Okay,
which
right
you can see
there.
up here.
So that's an active leak because you got your moisture meter on it. It's
Yep.
obvious you can see something going on there.
Yeah, some efflorescence and some minerals coming through.
Uh-huh.
And then
So-
it comes down to here.
Yeah,
We're
so
looking at here with our
so
water.
that appears like it.
It got
somebody,
patched.
Somebody
patched
fixed
at
this,
some
thinking
point.
it was fixed, but it's not
Yeah.
fixed.
Yeah. So at some point it got patched, but it is still wet and there's still some damage on the ceiling. So that's the only area I'm finding any moisture intrusion
Okay.
anywhere. Nothing under sinks, no windows, anything like that.
Shower.
Works good. The enclosure could use a little cleaning. And a
Can you
little
turn
bit of
that light
sealing,
on? Turn that light on for me. Yeah. Okay. This shower looks like it's in fairly decent shape.
but- Yeah, yeah. They recaulked all the tile, and there are a couple of spots that could just be
Okay.
recaulked a little bit or regrouted a little bit just to seal them up, but nothing crazy. Just a little bit of touch up of grout here and there.
All right. Okay. Next room. Let's go to this bedroom over here.
Yeah.
In this bath.
Yeah, there's nothing much to speak about in the bathroom. In some of the bathrooms, a nice upgrade would be adding some ventilation fans. They don't have fans in there
okay.
now, so something that would be nice would be adding a fan.
What is
Those
that?
are that's like a heat lamp, so that just gets the bathroom like
Is it
warmed
a
up,
light fixture?
but not an actual vent. So
Okay.
a vent would be nice. These are two windows that they didn't replace with impact. The ones in the carport,
Uh-huh.
but they've been serviced. They're working real well,
Uh-huh.
and they have
They're-
accordion shutters.
So there's shutters
So
on
they're
those.
protected and they're working well.
Uh-huh.
Everything else in the entire house is impact except for two windows and then the
Okay.
door. Inside, I mean, everything is in really good shape in here.
Okay. And the bathroom looks like this. But I didn't show you this bathroom on the first video. This is the tub shower. And it's looks to be in pretty good shape. Okay, let's move out here to the kitchen. All
All
right,
the
James.
appliances were working. We're all in good shape. Faucet can be tightened at the sink a little bit. Nothing, just a little bit loose there.
Uh-huh. Okay,
Yeah, just a little bit.
I hear.
Be tightened a little bit.
okay.
But dishwasher's working, oven's working good,
Mhm.
microwave, refrigerator, everything's working in here good. The laundry equipment's a little bit older, but it's working. It ran just fine. The water heater's right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a new water heater. It was put in 2023, and it's making hot water.
Uh-huh.
That's in good shape.
Yeah, 2023.
Yep.
Okay. Got a little drain pane there for you.
Yeah. And then there is a little bit of dry staining in the past on the ceiling up in this closet back there.
Yeah.
From something in the past, it's all dry now,
Okay.
but still a little bit of
All right.
staining up there.
From the old
That's
roof.
the door we were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, this door right here is not a hurricane rated door.
You have to check the
So what they're telling you is in order to get all the credits for your wind mitigation, you would have to put a shutter on this, like these folding shutters, or just put a hurricane door on it. Or not do anything, because you may not even want wind insurance, because you're not gonna have a mortgage. Which is a whole nother subject.
Yeah.
So-
The only thing back here is the office, and everything in there is clean. There's nothing to write about in there.
Uh-huh. So this room, this is the office / den. And James says there's nothing going on in here. This is as far as deficiencies. Sorry, girls. All right, so and then lastly, sorry, I went off the, that's not actually a door right there, is it? Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, I was looking at the camera here and I almost, anyway, we're in the back of the property.
Yeah,
And you got all
everything's
impact
good.
glass?
Sliders are all working really well.
Uh-huh.
They're all put in very recently, so they're working perfectly. All the windows are working.
Yeah, and we got this beautiful view. And so these windows all open right here for extra ventilation if you didn't want to open your sliders. They've got screens on them so that you can enjoy the breeze without your air conditioning. And then of course over here is the living room with, this is where they watch TV. And that's the back of the property. And that pretty much, I think that covers everything.